So when I change the screen resolution, screen flick quit. Sorry about that. So I've just saved the HTML file now as a Word document, the .docx extension. So now we're going to go back to iBooks Author, and this is where all the magic happens. So iBooks Author has this insert function. So you go insert chapters from pages or Word document, and I'm going to select the 5.3.doc file and import, and I'm going to choose to import it as a section. Okay, so this is what it does. Pretty great, right? So it's got the font size is the same because we've matched it, and it's got all the text, it's got the figure captions, it's got the basic like framework of the content here. We're obviously going to need to do a bit of work getting all the videos and getting everything in, but a lot of the hard stuff is here. So I'm going to just walk through the process of going through and making this thing kind of production ready. So I'm going to constantly kind of go back and forth between the HTML version and the iBooks version to make sure that they're consistent, and I'm always going to be making sure that my styles are consistent. Okay, so this should, let's see, so this should be a section. Now there's all these new styles in here because we imported a Word document, and that's just the way it goes. I don't know why it doesn't have this section thing at the top, but for now I would say don't worry too much about that, and we'll figure that out at some point. Okay, so these are figures. All right, so this needs to go to figure title, and before it we'll go to figure label, and we will type figure. Do the same thing here and here, and let's see, we can kind of do this. Oh, see, look, it kind of does that. So I guess there's a little bit of work in getting this formatted correctly. All right, and then we need to drag the figure in, and so we will have the figure assets. You will have access to those. They're in image, and this was chapter 5. So I'm going to look and I'm going to be like, okay, C minor scale. So C minor scale, gray labels. That's got to be the correct image. And I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to put an extra space because I don't mind extra space. C major scale. Going to paste it in. Remember, see, it did something funny there. I don't like that. So I'm going to repaste, and it's doing it again. Why is it doing that? It's probably because the figure, okay, I'm going to leave it on figure title. Try doing that one more time. And it is still doing it, and it's like shifted over in this funky way. So let's put this to body no indent. See if that works. Again, these are just like kind of dumb little tricks that you might have to do to get the things formatted nicely. Okay, so that's pretty nice. And then we keep going down. Now we've got this A minor scale that we need to do. I'll just go to body no indent here. And A minor scale gray labels, grab that, plop it in, give it another space. Okay, now we're going to get to a video. So this part here are the basic chords in A minor. So if I were tracking this, I've read this book so many times, so I kind of know where everything is, but you'll have to kind of keep going back and forth. So this is a video. Okay, so I'm going to put my cursor here, and I'm going to go insert media, and then I'm going to take this text, and I'm going to control exit to cut it, and I'm going to just click here once and paste it in. Okay, that's great. This is another video. I'm going to go to widget, paste it in. I'm not even going to worry with like formatting or bother with formatting the videos yet or dumping the videos in. Just going to get the basic structure of the page set up. So here's the minor scale with relative colorings. So I know that that's another video here. And so I'm going to insert another media and drop this in. And let's see. Okay, so here's a check for understanding. So remember what we wanted to do for check for understandings. It was figure title and figure label. And the font changed back to 16, which is what we wanted. So the question is, the 7 chord in minor is equivalent to what chord in relative major? So the cool thing is, because we expanded the answers in the HTML, the answer text is actually here for us to copy in, which is nice. So this ended up becoming a little small, which I don't like. So I'm going to make sure that this is body style, and I'm going to go to none. And when you do that, it just forces it to the default style. Okay, now these are some things that you'll just have to pay attention to. So this is a multiple choice question where it's like A, B, C, or D, and those don't exist here. So we'll just have to type those in. Oops, I screwed that up. Okay, and then show answer. There may be a way to actually get it to do this automatically. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, okay, so that's kind of cool. So now we need the show answer button. Now it's okay that this is all indented. I think that looks fine. So we're going to insert our popover, and then I'm going to drag my show answer into it, and I'm going to double click this, and then I'm going to copy paste. I'm going to Control X this text. I'm going to copy paste it in here, and then I've got my answer. Okay, so that's that. Another check for understanding. I'm going to go to figure title, figure label, just kill that space there. I'm going to make sure that this is on style none. Do A, B, C. I'm just backspacing and then hitting that so the auto answer shows up. So when it auto did the E, I just hit backspace and it's all good. Drop in a popover, plop in my show answer, and the answer here is this text here. So I'm going to Control X that, double click, plop the text in. That's great. This can go away, and now we're back on our way. I think having maybe one space after these, about like that, looks a little cleaner. So yeah, let's go with that. Okay, now I'm to another movie. So I'll insert media. We're kind of right around here now. And I'm going to grab the title, plop it in. We're at another movie, Rolling in the Deep by Adele. Plop in media. So you can see that a lot of the work is done for us. We just kind of need to go through and be careful about where the movies are. This is another movie. Media. Gonna grab the title here, Control X, paste it in, and let's see. So next movie is My Heart Will Go On, which is here, and we'll plop in a media. Grab this, Control X, paste it in, and here is a final, let's see, another check for understanding. So we're on body. Sorry, we don't want to be body. We want to be figure title, and then none. Actually, we wanted to go to figure label. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's about a better space. Okay, so check for understanding. We're kind of going Part 1, based on what you know in the following 4-chord progression. Okay, so we need a movie here. And so we will insert media and pull this out. Okay. Now this, sorry, excuse me, I just burped. This is one of the special cases where the answer has a movie in it. So we can't use our traditional trick. Okay, so how are we going to do that? We are going to make this body and none so it's the right size. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a new section to this chapter. And the new section is going to be called answer key. And it's going to be used to store answers to multimedia questions. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. Unfortunately, it like auto scrolls up to the top whenever you do that, which is pretty lame. And we're going to need to make this, we'll call this show answer. That's weird. Why is it doing that? None body. Okay, and we're going to call this show answer, and we'll call this maybe like answer A, and then we'll know that there is an answer A here. So I'll make a heading, I think. I think that's a good plan. Call it heading A. Then we'll switch back to body. Oh, God, that's so annoying how it does that. So I'm scrolling back down to the answer. And so the part where it says recall. Okay, so this part is all the answer. So I'm going to get rid of this here by Control X. I'm going to put it into the answer key. And this is a movie, so I need to insert media. And this is the title of the movie, so I plop that here. All right, so now we need to create the ability to link back and forth between that show answer and this actual answer. So what I'm going to do is highlight this, and I'm going to go to this hyperlink little builder widget, and I'm going to say enable as, actually no, I think what I want to do is bookmark this, and I'm going to call this, I'm going to give it a name, and we're in chapter 5, even though I'm kind of building this. So I'm going to just call this answer, bookmark, answer, I'm going to call it 5A. Even though it's technically not the first question, it's the first multimedia answer, so I'm just going to call it 5.A. So what that does is it allows this thing to be a bookmark anchor. Okay, cool. And then, so now what I'm going to do is go back here to where the show answer button was, and I'm going to make this a hyperlink, which is like a link, and I'm going to link to a particular chapter or section, and I'm going to link to, actually no, I want to link to a bookmark, and I'm going to link to the bookmark answer 5A that I just created. Okay, so now when I click this, it will link me to that spot, which is great. But now I need a way to get back easily. So at the end of this, I think that we should have a thing that says continue. Now this needs to be a hyperlink, but now it needs to link back to where the reader just was. So we're also going to allow this, I know this is a little annoying, we're going to allow this to also be a bookmark. So I'm going to call this show, show answer 5A. So this is also now a bookmark. And this answer key, the continue text down here, can be a hyperlink to that bookmark that we created. Okay, so now we've clicked that show answer and we've got here, and now we click continue and we go back here, right? So I can click this, I get to the answer, I can see my answer, and now I click continue. Maybe this should say continue reading. I don't know. Continue is fine. And we're back. Okay, part 2 with our check for understanding. I just sometimes like to give myself a little context. So we're back here. So show answer. Again, this is going to be body, none. Show answer, let's call it show answer B. Okay, so this is going to be, again, both enabled as a hyperlink, and it's going to be a bookmark. So the bookmark is going to be show answer 5B. I haven't quite hyperlinked it yet. Okay, so this whole part here is the answer all the way to can't hold us, which is the chord progression. Okay, so I'm going to, oops, I didn't select that perfectly. Control X, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to create a new heading because we have a new answer. And then I'm going to get back to body. I'm going to paste the text of my answer in. And I know that this is a movie, so I'm going to add a widget, movie widget. I'm going to grab the title. It is funky. What's going on? Some weird thing is going on there. Okay, grab my text, and I'm going to paste it in. Okay, great. Yeah, so that all looks good. So now we need to add that continue button down here. So this is going to be a hyperlink, and it's going to link to a bookmark, and the bookmark it's going to link to is the show answer 5B as we needed. And this needs to be a bookmark, and this bookmark will be answer 5B. Okay, and now we have to go, if we could just click continue actually, it'll take us back to where we needed to be. And then we can link this up. So this is now a hyperlink to the bookmark for answer 5B. And then we can just test it, and we go where we wanted to, and now we go back and forth, and everything's all good. Here's another check for understanding. And I'm going to convert this to the, again, figure title and figure label to get that formatting that we want. And I'm going to go back and refer to the text here. Okay, so this is a movie. So I'm going to enter a widget. By the way, this is like a particularly, I would say, demanding section. I don't think they're definitely not all this bad. Okay, so there's our movie. We're all good. And show answer. So now I'm going to look. So this answer is just text. So that's great. So now I can use our popover widget for this one. Plop in the show image. And I'm going to Control X this text. Paste it in here. Done. Part 2. Again, okay, so this is again one of those special kind of answers. So we're going to need to build up that whole link situation. I'm wondering if maybe I just kind of had an idea if the show answer button looked the same here. Let me see how that would look. So if we drop that in, okay, so it's twice the width, but I think we can go in to the inspector, and if we make this 200 wide, yeah, I like this a lot better because then they look consistent. So let's do it that way actually. So All right, so now again, this is going to need to be a hyperlink. It's also going to need to be a bookmark. Ooh, I wonder if you can't do bookmarks with images. That would suck. Let's try again. Show answer. Yeah, I guess maybe that's true. Well, you know what? Let's just make the actual question the bookmark. So I'm going to just undo. I'm going to go back to this. So let's make this the bookmark, because it'll get the reader basically back to where they need to go. Okay, so this is, whoops. This is going to be a bookmark for show answer 5C. Okay, and then this is going to be a hyperlink, but we haven't created the link yet. All right, so this goes all the way to thank you by Dido. Okay, so I know that I'm going to need to get rid of this. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to create a new heading for answer C. I'm going to paste my answer in there, which is groovy. And this is a movie. Okay, I'm going to grab my title, cut it, copy it in. Okay, so now this again needs to be a bookmark. Right, so this is a bookmark for answer. Oh man, I always keep doing that. Answer 5C. Okay, and then we will add the continue button down here, which is going to be a hyperlink to a bookmark for show answer 5C. And then now we got to go back and link up the show answer button as a hyperlink to answer 5C. Okay, and then this continue to 5.4 can go away. That is this button at the very bottom here, which we don't need because the iBooks just deals with that. Okay, so now if I click this, does not take me there. Well, we'll see if that actually works. If it doesn't work, that's okay. We can just go back and we can change this text to look like these ones. All right, so it has taken 22 minutes to do that. And that was a pretty long section. Okay, so we don't have the videos, so now we need to put the videos in. So I find that the best way to do this on a Mac is to, which you're obviously using, is to go to cover flow and then make cover flow big so that you can actually see what the videos look like. Okay, so back up at the top. First video is basic chords in A minor. So we'll get a good look at how this looks. I happen to know what all these videos look like, so it's kind of easier for me. First of all, I got to go to the right folder. So I'm in 1.3. I would need to go to 5.3, and you'll have all of these. Okay, so it's this video here, 218561. Okay, so I'm just going to plop that in. Actually, that wasn't the right video. My bad. It's this one because it's basic chords in A minor. So the Roman numerals lowercase 1 here. So yeah, there's definitely some detail that is prudent to pay attention to. If you do the wrong one, you just plop it in and that's all good. So it's optimizing. Go to the next one, basic chords in C major. That was actually the video that I had selected earlier. So that drops in here. You notice there's still a caption here. I will fix that soon. Okay, and then the next one is basic chords in A minor with relative colorings. So that is this one. So it's first chord is purple. So it's this one. And going back in, drop that. Okay, and let's see. So we're going down, all along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. That looks like this. Let's see, I think you can even play these things. Nope, that is Celine Dion. This must be it. I just hit spacebar to play. Okay, so it is that one. And that gets dropped in. Okay, Rolling in the Deep by Adele. Let's see how that one looks. Okay. Where is that one? I think it's maybe this one. No, that's that. That's Adele. Okay, so this one's Adele. Again, drop that in. Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. So that's got the red chord at the end. So that's this one. Okay, yeah, that's right. And then drop that in. Okay, My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. I think that was this first one we listened to. Yeah. Okay, drop that in. Okay, and then now we're on to this exercise. So it's this 653 blank one, which is this one here. Drop that in. We'll do the answers shortly. Let's see. So the next check for understanding. I guess we can just go in order. Well, I think it's easier to do them all here. So chord progression missing a passing chord. So this goes 654, 6451 blank, which is this one. 6451 blank. Okay. That goes in there. Okay, and now we've got to plop our answers in. So we go to the answer key and go back and look at that answer. So this is 6534 with a blue background. It's okay that it's going to have a blue background. Let's see. 6534 with no chords showing. 6534. Okay, so it's this one. Drop that in. So the next answer is the progression by Malcolm Moore and Ryan Lewis, which goes 1, 7, 5, and it's got a melody. So that's got to be this one. That's the Malcolm Moore song. And I think there is another, yeah, this is like the correct version of it. So anytime you see a video that has a file name that is not just some sequence of numbers like this, don't use it, because that was probably a bad video when we originally made all these videos. Okay. And then we've got one more to do. So let's see, Thank You by Dido, which looks like 1, 6, 7. Okay, so that's this one. That's that other Dido cover. And then that goes in here. Okay, that's great. So I just noticed that this became a heading and it should not be. So that's body. And then let's see, this is also, the fact that this is showing up here means that it also thinks that is heading. So that should be body as well. So it should just be ABC for the 3 headings. Okay, and that's it. So it's now been 30 minutes. So it took 30 minutes to do that one section. And this is probably about the longest a section will ever be. So some more details. We're still not done quite yet. So I want to go through and now format all of these videos so that they look good. So if I go to this little box thing, and I go to layout, I want to get rid of the margin. I want to get rid of the background. I want to get rid of the caption. And then I'm going to go to Format, Advanced, and I'm going to define default media style. So what that did is that removed the background and the margin from all of them. I don't know why it doesn't actually get rid of the caption on all of them. It's pretty dumb. So now what we need to do is just shrink all these until they get to that point. I'm going to remove the caption, shrink, get rid of any, if there's like another extra space below a video, you know, get rid of it. Nope, didn't want to do that. So there's that. So I'm just going to go through, get rid of the caption. Again, shrink it just until it doesn't go anymore. Okay, I'm going to get rid of my caption, shrink it just until that boundary. Delete that extra space. Again, get rid of the caption, shrink it, and what did that do? I think that was okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, song that uses these same chords. Now listen to a major song. So if we click delete, it goes up there. We don't want that. So whoops, undo. Yeah, undo that. Okay, great. So we're back here. Get rid of the caption. Shrink. Get rid of the text. Get rid of the caption. Shrink. Let me do. Yeah, so you can watch if you hit enter too many times, the text goes back up here. Okay, keep going. Get rid of the caption. Okay, that's pretty good. Bring that up a little bit. Bring that up maybe 1. Okay, get rid of our caption. Shrink this. Go almost all the way on that. And that's that. And then I like to do one final like QA on everything. Just make sure it looks good. And so then we would preview. So what this is going to do is copy it into iBooks Author. God, it's actually really fast. I'm kind of shocked. Okay, so things look pretty good. You can see here, for example, that there's like more space between this and this one. So I might go back and just double check some of the formatting here. Let's see if this is none. Something like that. It doesn't need to be 100% totally perfect. I know there's like lots of these details you could think about kind of forever. So keep going through it. Looks good. There will be cases in the book where you'll have like a movie and there just isn't enough room for the movie and it shows up on the next page. That's totally cool. Yeah, so the nice thing about doing this is like all the italics, everything's preserved. You didn't actually have to write any text. You're just kind of filling in the videos, filling in everything. So this check for understanding, so let's see how that works. So the 7 chord in minor is equivalent to what chord in the relative major? So that's the 5 chord. So I click show answer, and we get our answer, which is nice. Another check for understanding. The 6 chords, that's the 4. Okay, so we get the answer. Good. Keep going. Everything's looking good. It's always good to check the videos, make sure you put the right ones in. And this nice thing about this is you can actually kind of resize things, and the layout just flows, which is super cool. Okay, so check for understanding. Let's go to this more complicated check for understanding. So this is one of the ones where we had to do the show answer. So we get to the answer key. We see that the descriptions are still in the answer key because I didn't actually go through those and redo them, but that's okay. So yeah, I think that so we click continue and we go back. I think having actually the letter A is nice because then they'll know that they're like supposed to look at A and not B, because there's kind of a lot of information on this page. I happen to know to look at A because I just built this, but I think users might not actually know. So continue. This one goes to B. Let's see that. That's all good. And another check for understanding. Answer shows up correctly. So this one actually didn't end up working, which is a bummer. So we will go back. This is the one where I tried to make this a hyperlink, and looks like that did not work that well. Okay, so what we'll do is we will get rid of this, and we will make sure that we are on body, none, and I will do show answer. I'll call that C, and we will make this a hyperlink to a bookmark, and we're going to bookmark it to answer 5C. And then I'm just going to go, and I can click this, make sure it actually works. Okay, so while we're here, we can get rid of the captions and shrink this as much as possible. There we go. It's okay that it's blue. I'm not too worried about it. Okay. Get rid of our caption here. Okay. So that was one section. So it was section 5.3. There's about 35 sections total. I'm looking at my timer on the video. It's 37 minutes. So I guess you can estimate that once you get in the flow, probably take you around 40 minutes for a challenging section, and some of the sections are going to be easier to do. There's less check for understandings. So I think the thing that took the most time was the linking between the check for understandings with it have the movies in them. So that's basically it. So the idea is that each chapter will be bundled separately. So you would do chapter 1, and it's going to be all self-contained, right? Because all the answers for chapter 1 are going to be in a section at the end. So yeah, I guess actually this section that has the answer key, really what we should number this something like 5.3a, because that came from 5.3b, 5.3c, because there may be other answers in here from different sections. So say there was section 5.2 and it had answers that needed to show up in here. We'll need to be aware of that. And then so you package each chapter is like a whole separate file, and the way that I see it is you will deliver us chapters one at a time rather than doing like the whole book. We'll have you do first chapter, we'll go through it, we'll make sure that everything is to our liking. If there's any feedback, we'll give that to you. Then you can do the second chapter, give it to us. We'll go through it again, make sure that it's all good. And that way you're building up the book chapter by chapter and continuously in a feedback loop with us to make sure that everything is working well. And the nice thing is you can always just quickly, preview it. So you can even, in the beginning, you can just send us a single section just to make sure that it's good. But I think you've basically here have an example of kind of what we expect and how it should look. So to summarize, we started in iBooks Author. I got you comfortable with the default font sizes that it uses, which is 18, 16, 26 for body, figure, heading. We went into our browser. You go to the web page for the specific section. You opened all of the show answers. You exported it as an HTML. And then we went into Word and we styled it correctly to get the font sizes. And then we saved a template. And now you'll be able to use this template for every new section. So when you save a new section, you just open it in Word and you just click here and you apply the style to it, and then it'll automatically style it. You save as a doc, and then you went to here, we do insert chapters from Pages or Word as a new section, and then go through the whole process. All right, that's pretty much it.